They say revenge is a dish best served cold, and if that's the case, the Atlanta Falcons got their revenge back from a Week 17 loss last year versus these Commanders. And stop it now. All Commander fans coming at me on Twitter. I'm sure that a lot of the folks that follow us have been harassed by these Commander fans. All the Jaden Daniel conundrum. All Scary Terry wasn't there. I don't want to hear that shit. Listen, man, injuries happen in sports. It is what it is. You're the next team on the schedule. We needed to take care of business, and that's exactly what the Atlanta Falcons did. Wouldn't be crying if we were missing out any of our key plays, which we were with AJ Terrell. We'll touch on that situation as the show progresses. But overall, Falcons did a great job. But before we recap also the Commanders game on from Sunday, Bro Talk, what is going on? How you doing? How you feeling? What is going down in H-Town?
You can tell how excited Berto is because he didn't even introduce us. This is reporting eligible, guys. If you didn't remember,
You know it.
yeah, Berto is super excited. Nah, man, I'm good. It just felt good to see the performance that we saw. A lot of people like to point out, we gave up 27 points to a Mariota team, and as much as we dog Mariota, he played a pretty good game. You got to give credit where credit's due. The Commanders are a tough team to plan against. A lot of factors went into the 27 points, but overall, you wanted to win. You got to win. Stop complaining, right? There's always room for improvement, no matter the type of win or loss that you have. It's just a nice thing to see because I said it all week leading up into the game. How is this team going to respond? You'll know a lot about the team, how they respond and react. And we saw what we wanted to see. And that's why, I never lost hope in this team. I know a lot of people, there was a lot of doom and gloom, rightfully so. You get your ass kicked by a division opponent, someone that is nowhere near the tier that you're in. But it was kind of like a aha wake-up moment for the team. So I just like what I saw.
Like what you saw, indeed. But before we go any further, man, let's shout out the folks in the chat who have been patiently waiting. We definitely do appreciate it. Nikki Pitts, what's going on? Hope all is well with you. Thank you for joining the stream. Knuckle MMA is in the house. He says, smash that like button on the way in. D. Lawton, what's going on? You served as therapy to this guy right here. He left a comment on the last week's video. So shout out to D. Lawton. And shout out to you, Bro Talk, because you really calmed him down, made him see things a little bit better. Silk Legacy, what is up, man? Hope all is well with you, man. Appreciate you tuning in this evening. T. Terry, what's going on? Lieutenant Dan is in the house, and we certainly appreciate you reposting the stream to get it out there into that Twitter sphere that we're trying to dominate, man. Our resident offensive coordinator, offensive lineman guru,
run game coordinator,
coordinator,
the trench
guru.
Yeah, the trench guru.
There it is. What is up, Bones? Glad that you can join us this evening. Our guy John Brooks is in the house. What is going on, brother? What is going on? But yes, man, the Commanders matchup, right? And of course, it was an emotional return for Dan Quinn. Obviously, Marcus Mariota, as you alluded to, returning to the Benz, a team that we all know, quit on a couple years ago. So, and Marcus Mariota was riding a very high 207-yard passing game performance, well over 115 passer rating against the Raiders, was just running all over the Raiders. Looked really good. And the Commanders, man, boy, did they jump on that, that sample size of a Marcus Mariota, and they felt like they can come into the Benz and take care of business, but they obviously did not. The Falcons had something else planned, both defensively and offensively. And offensively, we will start with, right? As we all know, Zach Robinson made the move from the booth onto the sideline, and the comments that were made, and I quote, man, I should have done this from the beginning of the year. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, we all agree, but I'm glad you did it,
Glad you did it, because in that, I feel like, man, did he see the field better? And it sounds crazy to say, because from a bird's eye view from above, you feel like you could get a whole sense in what defenses are throwing at you, what coverages are, the alignments and things of that nature, to help Michael Penix in his ear to see what he sees. But man, we saw the Falcons get back to basics, right? And we're a run first team. And I'm glad that we went back to that because it feels like on the two losses that we've had this year, first to Tampa Bay and then to Carolina, we kind of went out of our way and trying to be a cuter Falcons team instead of that rough and rugged Falcons team that we're known for. Passing, obviously, to start the game against Carolina and Tampa Bay led to losses. But in this game here, man, Bijan, Tyler did their thing, man. And this was a Commanders team that was, stingy against the run. By all accounts, we all felt and we all spoke about this, right? They had the personnel up front that can wreak havoc. These are gap penetrators that the Commanders have, and Javon Kinlaw and Deron Payne and company. Eddie Goldman was over there, and he was active in that game. But man, the Falcons did a great job planning away from the meat and potatoes of this defense. I think we learned from what we did, the mistake we did in week one when we tried to run it a little too much north and south on Tampa Bay and we ran into Kalaji Kansi and Vita Vea. This game, we went away from that. We ran and attacked, I think, the perimeter a little bit more. But to the run game, and how do you feel about the run game going forward? Do you feel like, Zach and Dwayne, was this Zach and Dwayne's maybe best calling as far as the run game is concerned, or is there room for improvement for you going into the bye?
I think there's room for improvement still. I mean, you like what you saw because we've been talked about being this outside zone heavy team, and then you saw that come back both with Bijan and Tyler. You saw a little sprinkle of gap scheme, some duo. A little power, a little white insert, a little bit of what was it? Crunch that I made a video on. Something the Ravens and the Bills run that can be effective. It's just it wasn't effective because of a good play the Commanders defensive tackle did, Javon Kinlaw. So you like to see those sprinkled in, but then you question like, okay, how much are you going to continue to call this? Because you can see that it's there and it can be effective. So I still view improvement, right? I like that Zach saw it on the field, right? And not only is he talking to Michael, but now he can go up to the offensive line. What's this guy trying to leverage? Like, what is this guy doing when you take your outside zone step? Is he biting hard? Is he attacking up? Is he working with you laterally? Like, those are the questions you can now ask them because you're there. You're not just in the booth talking to someone trying to get information from Dwayne who's on the field. So I think it can still improve, be more efficient, be more, what's the word, fluid, make it all compile on together, right? Because there was still at times when I watched the game, I called it pre-snap, up, we're running it to the left side, up, we're running it to the right side. And, we maybe got a minimal gain or we got stuff. So those kinds of things can be improved. But the variation in formations, tight bunch, three by one, out one, all that stuff, motion, like that was nice. So you kept the defense guessing on what was going to happen. So that's where you saw some bigger runs happen.
Yeah. Any thought to the pistol? Still a thing with that Atlanta? I don't think this is a staple of the offense that's going away anytime soon. But Zach he did run some creative things, as you mentioned, the 3x1 sets, which is it's actually complementary to the pistol, which is fine. But we saw some play action. Yeah, that was the exciting part for me. Like we saw him elevate a little bit more. Maybe he had his ears to the streets a little bit with a lot of folks saying, "Hey, run some goddamn play action," and he did. Some keepers, some bootleg, play action. Loved what I saw from Zach's play calling on Sunday overall.
It was only 5 plays out of 67, right? We can still marry more. Guys, the pistol's not going away. No. Okay, but you said, there were some creative things. At one point we saw Michael Penix Jr. toss the ball instead of hand it off, get Bijan running already, and it's a quicker way to get him the ball. You saw him run opposite side the way Charlie Warner motioned to. You saw Charlie Warner line up in the backfield in a T set, with Bijan or Tyler back there, almost like a lead fullback, like you see with San Francisco and Chris, what's his name, Juszczyk, that you see back there. So, and then you saw shotgun. You saw some shotgun runs, right? An actual handoff, not just a straight drop back pass. Some things that I think are still key, right? And I'm gonna ask you a question. When you see Derrick Henry leave the field for the Baltimore Ravens, what do you think they're running?
Oh man,
just run or pass.
Baltimore, it's pass if he's not in there.
Okay, so did you notice Charlie Warner lined up a lot in the backfield, and Bijan was split out wide?
Split out wide, yeah, I did. So that's a creative.
It's creative to a sense because we passed it every single time. So it's like Charlie Warner's in the backfield. That's a pass, you know?
Yeah. So you don't want that to be predictable.
Right. You don't want to be tipping off the defense. So
yeah,
it was nice to see that, but now you got to continue to be more creative and evolve. Now, there's a trend going back to be under center. The Rams, the Niners, the Lions, and I can't remember the other team. I want to say the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Are
Jaguars.
The 4 highest under center right now.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL is shifting back to an under center heavy league with 3-step, 5-step drops. So is that something you start sprinkling in this season and then you continue to build on it next year? It's not going to happen this year, guys. It's not. But that's what we're looking for from Zach Robinson. Michael, we need to start taking more snaps under center, get you comfortable with your footwork, taking those 3-step quick drops. Because the whole purpose of doing that, right, in a 3-step drop, once you get the ball, is so the quarterback has the eyes on the defense and he can make his read right away. Right? That's the whole purpose. Not wait for the ball, right? Because you're looking for the ball. You have to catch the ball. And now you have to look at the defense. Well, now the defense could look completely different. But on that note, that leads me to something else. Something we saw with Zach Robinson on the field was the first play and the majority of the game, the huddle was being broken out at 19 seconds versus 9 or 10. Michael was actually able to look at what the defense was doing. Where's the safety leverage? What's the corner doing? How's this guy lined up? Let's motion across. Let's see what they do. And now that's why Michael felt more comfortable because he felt he knew where his guys were going to be, which then leads me to the next thing, right? The scapegoat. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I kill here. The season's over. You tell me, Berto.
Oh, God.
Guys, how did the wide receivers look from week 3 to week 4?
Night and day, and it spoke volumes because look, Drake London looked like Drake London, right? In the first couple games, you can say that he wasn't where he was supposed to be in his spots, and it led to the miscommunication, with Michael Penix. But on this game here, man, it was on point. 8 targets, 8 receptions, 110 yards, and the 1 tutty. So I love that. Also, Bijan Robinson chipping in on that. But yeah, I'm glad you touched on that because we got to talk about these wide receivers. They look so much better. Everybody was running with intent, with a purpose. They didn't look like a Dejio. They weren't running like they were at a 50%, energy rate. They were running full sprint to all of on all of their routes. So I love to see that. Is this the TJ Yates effect already, coming into fruition? I guess you can say that to a degree, but it's great to see that these Falcons receivers, were playing their normal style of ball, what they were doing last year. So I loved what I saw from that. The only down part is we lost Darnell Mooney, right? And that's the only hiccup in that situation. But it's nothing to sound the alarm about. He's not going to miss any time.
Not serious. The bye week will help him get ready for week 6.
Yeah. Let me go right back into the chat right quick, man. We got some more folks in here. Mom's in the house. What's going on? DB Takeover says, what up, Dirty Bird Gang? Brung the birthday this week with a W for a present. Happy birthday, my guy. Hope it was wonderful for you. Nikki Pitts says, laugh out loud. We need those still not tripping shirts, Berto. I got you. Hopefully we're working on that behind the scenes. I'll let you in on that right quick. NFC South Roundtable. That's my saying. After last week's ass whooping, I said, listen, we're 1-2. I'm still not tripping. So it is what it is, man. Can we shout out Wilkinson? 0 pressures allowed this week.
That boy gave Von Miller the work. That should let Von Miller know that he is washed.
He played?
Oh, yeah.
Von Miller played?
I mean, barely.
I didn't know.
Got worked by Elijah Wilkinson, boy.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was great to see. Ball control offense. They need to lean into it. It's also good for the defense. Falcons defense is number one in the least amount of snaps, man. Great stat there by our resident guru offensive lineman, Jones Bones. Millie Mills, what's going on, my guy? We got our brothers here, man. One Time for the Fan is in the building, man. Make sure you guys tune in to One Time for the Fan. They do come on Wednesday nights, but at 8 o'clock. So please, if you support us, support them, and go hit that like, share, and subscribe button for One Time for the Fan, man. Yes, OTF Ray, we appreciate it. Eric Parker, my brother, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. Here we go. What's up with that NRL money, Berto? It's in the safe. It's in the safe, man. Oh, man, love to see it. Love to see it, man. Silk Legacy says, Berto says, Big Low and Uncle Steve kicked us out of the group. Oh, man, we need to start our own R&B group called Silky Smooth, bro. Hit my line, man. We'll make it happen, brother. We will make it happen. Hey, man, at one point we were, Southern Silk. It was four of us. And hey, man, it was great times. It was great times, brother. Great times.
You learn something new about your co-host every day.
Thank you. Lisa Shepard is in the house. What's going on, Miss Lisa? The Roundtable Insurance too. All of the shows are fine. We appreciate that so much, Nikki. Thank you.
We're speaking
Go ahead, brother.
about the Roundtable. I didn't get a chance to tap in.
Yeah.
Tell me, those three, did they try and gang up on you again?
Yes and no. No. So the one thing that they were, kind of harking at was Raheem Morris, right? They felt like if this team was going to be more consistent, it relies on the head coach, and they all feel like Raheem is not a consistent head coach per se. So that was their argument.
Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
That's fair. Okay, most people want to say that because, yes, I agree we need more consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Is there consistency with Dave Canales?
Zero.
Oh. You can't really say there's consistency with Kellen Moore because he just started, but Kellen Moore is 0-4. Okay. About to go 0-5. And then you got Todd Bowles, who is lucky that the NFC South isn't a serious division. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, true point. Valid. Very valid. Very
because
valid,
if you look at all four coaches, you're telling me you would rather have Todd Bowles? You think Todd Bowles could coach this roster better than Raheem? Get out.
No, I don't think so, man. The talent here far superior than Tampa Bay's.
Look, Raheem has his faults. He's not perfect. Do I get frustrated with him? Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. We all do.
But I think he gets more criticism than he deserves. Okay. You build a culture. Sometimes you could coach your ass off and the players still not execute. It just happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
The message was clear, bounce back, or there won't be a next week Raheem or a week 6 Raheem, and they responded. Now you have 2 weeks to prepare for a juggernaut in the NFL. This is going to say a lot about Raheem. How focused will you have your team?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Rounding out the chat, man, my guy Brendan is in the house all the way from here, Rhode Island. What's happening? Oh, man, Michael, what's going on, bro? Hope all is well with you, man. Carrie is in the house. One time for the fan rave. We appreciate you, Carrie. We definitely appreciate you. Millie Mill says they were like the Temptation, suits and shiny shoes with old-ass dance moves.
Oh, God.
Cooked, bro. Oh, man, that's crazy. Mad Note, what's going on, man? Fam, what the YouTube channel name I'm trying to tap in? So it's right below. We both run the show off of our respective platforms. For me, it's 95 North Falcons Talk Show. For Bro Talk is at Dirty Bird Central. Both channels got it. You can get it on YouTube, man. Oh, man. Jamal goes on to say, man, Kellen Moore is consistent at losing. I love it, man.
Damn right.
Damn right, man. Damn right. But to the game at hand, sure, we talked about a lot of things already. The wide receiver specifically, obviously the scapegoat being Ike Hilliard last week. But, some more things within this offense that was brought to light. Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown. Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown. The rejuvenated Kyle Pitts was shaking and baking, man. He only had 70 yards, but god damn it, did they take advantage of the mismatches on a washed Bobby Wagner who couldn't hold on to Kyle and Trey Amos too. The rookie corner there for Washington, good corner, but he had his trouble. He had his fits trying to guard Kyle Pitts, and it's a breath of fresh air. Like I did a show earlier today on Bleacher Report, and I talked about it. I felt like he's back on track. I think Kyle Pitts is really showing us what we've been missing. Short quarterback, is it's the tell all in it. He hasn't had consistent quarterback play, but you see what Penix is doing. He's making an effort to get Kyle the looks, give him the ball, and actually put him in the best possible situation to get yards after the catch or make a great grab. And we saw that this past Sunday. Dare I say, man, I think this team can become more dangerous if Kyle starts to become a little bit more of a focal point in the offense. He did score a TD down in the red zone, an area where he's not often targeted. But God damn it, if he starts becoming a red zone threat, could you imagine, just how defenses are going to play us when we're in that 15-10 5-yard mark? Do they load the boxes? Do they go quarters prevent? How do you stop? How do you stop it? One guy can make all. He can make all that happen. He can make that can make all the difference. But what do you think about Kyle Pitts' play just so far this season? 20 catches, 205 yards, and 1 TD.
I think he's playing great. I think he's buying into his role. Knowing that he's not the number one guy, but he knows he'll have his opportunity. I think he's made leaps and bounds in his run blocking and his ability to chip and hit his route. That's how he's able to score. He blocked so well and sold it that his guy that was manned up on him, like bit and got his eyes on Bijan, which was why he was able to peel out into the flat and be so open. So I think he's done a really, really good job and buying into what his role is in the offense. I like the trajectory that he's on right now.
Me too. He's on pace now to supersede the last 3 seasons he's had of offense, which has been right around the 650-yard mark. He's on pace for about 880 or so right now, which is great. Is great. It's what you want from your tight end, and like you mentioned, there's so many facets to being a tight end within this offense. You got to be well-rounded. You got to be a willing blocker, know when to chip, and just be at your spots. And Kyle is proving to do all 3 of those things, and that's a testament to what Kyle Kroger has been able to do with Kyle consistently. Get him right, work with him. I think also in the offseason, the work he's been doing with the wide receivers has refined his route running ability. He does look really smooth and fluid with his cuts in his transition. So there's a lot to like about Kyle Pitts. And here, I'll ask you this question. Is he a primary signee for the Falcons come this offseason if he continues to play out?
Oh, yeah, I think he does. Maybe not. It all depends on the dollar signs, right? But if he keeps on this trajectory, 800, 900 yards, a couple more touchdowns, yeah, you absolutely signed him. You have a young quarterback on a rookie contract. Keep the guys that he's been putting in the work with on the team and continue to build that chemistry. So, yeah, absolutely.
And for the record, Pitts is super young. I think he's still only, 24, 25 years of age.
He's Mike's age.
He's Mike's age, right? Oh, man. But, hey, listen, man, that tandem can be special for years to come. But obviously we need Pitts to continue doing what he's been doing. One thing that we are continuing to do on defense is get after it, man. Jeff Ulbrich, got to give him his flowers. Nate Ollie, definitely got to give him his flowers. This defense is playing fast, and I'm not going to say that other word because then I'll be quoting the guy across the field and Dan Quinn, but I'll say it anyway. Fast and physical was his motto when he was here. But Jeff Ulbrich, it does have this Falcons team flying all over the place. We're getting maximum effort and production from all of our rookies, not just 1, 2, 3, all 4 of our rookies. Are coming to the table, and they're bringing something to the table, which is such a such a great thing to see, man. And with 4 weeks in, the Falcons ranked what, third overall in defense. You got two of the two of the top edge rushers in this draft, and they're also grading out as that with the minimum 40 snaps. Both Jalen Walker and James Pierce, ranked number two in the league,
just behind the Cleveland Browns,
just behind the what?
Now this is yards, right? The way they rank defenses is yards per game. Yep. Now, it may be a little bit more than just behind them. Cleveland Browns are only giving up 222.5 yards per game. Your Atlanta Falcons are only giving up 244 yards per game. Now, that could be slightly skewed. I'm not trying to be a party pooper, because they are given such a short field to work with in a lot of our games these past couple times. That could be skewing it. But the next one is the Los Angeles Chargers with 270 yards. So there's almost a 30-yard difference per game.
30-yard, yeah. It makes sense. It does make a difference. But, we definitely got to put our smiley faces on, because, man, we're talking defense and in a positive way, right? Do you imagine sitting here 4 weeks into the season or a month into the season, and we're not talking this highly about our defense? Oh, man, Jalen Walker's not doing it. Oh, my God, James Pierce Jr. can't get it done. No, both of those guys are where they need to be. They're balling out, right? They're where they need to be, I feel, as far as their progressions in the big leagues, right?
I'll give you another stat. In quarterback pressure percentages, this is percentages, Falcons rank 8th. We're getting to the quarterback we're pressuring quarterbacks 38% of the time, just over 38%. We're in the conversation, in the top 10 conversation with the Broncos, the Buccaneers, the Rams, the Lions, the Browns, the Seahawks. Hell, we're ahead of the Steelers and the Vikings.
Imagine that.
That's a big deal in itself.
It is. And this is second year and rookies that are making it happen. And by the way, an old buddy of ours, Jeff Ulbrich, being back leading the helm now with the Falcons in his scheme. Man, what do you say? What do you say to this defense, man? How does it make you feel a month in so far? Is it, are you sure you're allowed to rave about it or not? But obviously, where we are now, are you confident that we can keep this going in the right direction?
Yeah, and I think a couple people in the chat have said it. We're going to get some guys back. We haven't had Braylon Trice to rotate in. No Troy Anderson, right? Well, there's a question mark. Like, where is he going to fit in? Those are guys that can contribute some nice reps. Overall, the defense is still figuring itself out, because a lot of these guys haven't played together, right? Besides Jesse and Caden and, hell, even David Onyemata. The other guys are just been here a year or two, right? They're still figuring each other out. These guys are they're playing, again, not to quote Dan Quinn, fast and physical, right? And they're playing smart, and they're being allowed. These guys are naturally instinctual players, and Jeff Ulbrich is just allowing them to play with their instinct. Yes, they have responsibilities, but they're allowed to use instinct, and then if they make a mistake, Ulbrich will show them why, so they don't make the same mistake again. And that's what you want. That's good coaching.
Very good coaching, man. It's just I love seeing it. And one guy here, shout out my guy Brendan, man. Zach Harrison. I feel like he has finally arrived. We've been waiting for him. I felt like under Ryan Nielsen, maybe another year under him, we could have experienced the very best of Harrison, but we're getting it now under Ulbrich. Harrison, I believe, is the leader in sacks on this Falcons defensive line with 2.5, if I'm not mistaken. He had a sack on Sunday against Mariota. But yeah, man, just his versatility, man, and what he's able to bring. This is a kid that can play edge, and he can kick inside and play. And that's a vision that the Falcons already had for him from last year. It just under Jimmy Lake, it completely went out the window, right? All visions went out the window under Jimmy Pond. But and that sucks, right? Because it soured, some of our thoughts and expectations to guys like Rook and Brandon Dorlus, who, oh, by the way, are producing at a very high level right now. With Rook, I think he's leading the helm in interior pressures for defensive tackles with more than 19% or something like that. Maybe you can confirm that. And Brandon Dorlus, man, he, besides having him mic'd up, as one time for the fan is saying in the chat, brother, he is just a ball of energy, and he's on the spot. He could have had a sack. I hate the fact that he didn't get that goddamn sack, man, because I would have loved to see that celebration.
Close.
So close, man. So close. But Brandon Dorless, man, and his ability is another welcome addition to this Falcons defensive line. And all Oregon Duck fans should be standing up right now. But yeah, you're right quick, man. Your thought on Rook and Brandon, that tandem, that duo in the middle of the Falcons
I mean,
defense.
they're progressing nicely, right? Everyone lost their minds last year when they didn't play a lot, and maybe that was for a reason, right? Maybe they weren't ready, and now they are. And, we're reaping the benefit of a second-round guy who's still raw, who's still learning, right? We traded up for him. A lot of people scrutinized the move. I even scratched my head like, but you want to believe in the guys in the front office that they know what they're doing. And then Brandon, right? Everyone, Falcon fan base was super high on Brandon. Get him in the 4th round, dude. And seeing what they're developing, Zach Harrison, kicking in from, going from edge to inside, and still being effective. Like, This is fun, man. Like, our oldest guy is David Onyemata. The rest of the guys 3-2 rookie.
All pups, man.
All pups. And that's good signs because they're only going to get better.
That's right. Well, I mean, we got to just cross our fingers. I mean, because obviously every team looks for the next new hot candidate, right? And Jeff Ulbrich is remaking himself as a DC, currently speaking, with Atlanta. We don't know what a full year and where we rank defensively, if that may attract other teams that may have coaching vacancies at the end of the year, may try to lure him in. And that's the only shit that you can't stand. All right. Because obviously when the hot trending topic goes, everything seems to go with it. And if there's one guy that we need to keep, man, it's got to be Nate Ollie. If something does happen, we got to find a way to keep him because he's been a welcome addition as a defensive line coach, man.
If Jeff Ulbrich does, get an opportunity, good for him. But Nate Ollie getting promoted would probably be the best thing for this team because I think he would keep it all together, right? And his energy, learning from D'Amico Ryans and then Jeff Ulbrich, I think would prove well. But, we're not going to talk about that right now. We're just going to enjoy the fact that both of these guys are on our staff right now.
Yeah. Oh, man, I got to shout this one out. Hell yeah, you knew it, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, man, I January 25th, 2 years ago, I was like, listen, I am by here declaring Brandon Dorless will be in Atlanta Falcons. Just love this footage, man. His tape was great. Oh, man. What else is on tab for these Atlanta Falcons? Obviously, with no game this week, we go into the bye. There's no such thing as moral victories in the NFL, but, confidence has to be at an all-time high. We mentioned we might be getting some returning players. Braylon Trice. Taquan Graham is another guy that, is going to be a welcome addition to this rotation and this defensive line. It'll be interesting, though, right? Taquan Graham does return. What does that do for David Onyemata? Do his snaps get reduced in a bit? Because I felt like Taquan, if not for the injury in training camp, I think he would have seen an uptick in his snaps. Dare I say, takes him away from David Onyemata, man. So we're waiting on him.
So you got to think about it as well. Whose roster spot gets lost? It's not Zach. It's not Brandon. It's not Rook. They're all playing really well. They're safe. However, so is David Onyemata. Yeah. David Onyemata is actually having a good year. So and then his contract, you let him play out his contract. For TQ, it's going to be between TQ and Lakel London, right? Lakel London's that unsung hero. TQ, I just think he's such a big guy that he doesn't need the weight that Lakel London needs. And I think he could produce a little bit more than Lakel. So that's where I would view it there. I did forget about TQ. I'm glad you brought him up because every time TQ's on the field, something good happens. It's just this guy just cannot keep his body from getting hurt.
Healthy,
like
man.
TQ, look at me, bro. Stay healthy. We like you here. We want to see you play.
We're praying for you, brother.
And I'm excited because he's coming back. We get to see Braylon Trice coming back. Who's gonna take are we gonna carry? Who's it gonna be? Right?
Hold on.
Tell me.
Who is it gonna be? I think it could be Arnold Ebiketie because he hasn't shown absolutely nothing in this rotation for pass
So,
rushing.
you know
I don't
what?
know.
I think it could be
Mm-hmm.
because they do. Arnold and Jalen both play the strong side backer,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's what Braylon would play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Exactly.
dude,
It's a
Arnold,
great
bro.
Bro, it's a great problem to have. When the hell have we ever spoke about a deep Falcons defensive line edge group ever, right? So it's a great problem to have, right? But it's a struggle for these coaches on who you nix in snaps and playing time and all this stuff because obviously you want everybody to play, right? But you can't realistically you can't. It's gonna be a tough gamble. Somebody's gonna get regulated to the practice squad, outright cut, traded. Who the hell knows?
You
But
know,
going back to Taquan, do you feel like Taquan is better served as that guy that can hold up in the run game better than LaCale London? Because I think that's the focus, right? I think that's what we need. Somebody in the run game to be a little bit stouter up front for us.
I think
LaCale ballooned up to 330, but I don't feel like it's reflecting all the way. Does he do good things? Yes, he does. Does he penetrate? Does he hold his own? Yes, but can Taquan do that a little bit better
I
than
think
LaCale at this point?
I think TQ just has a faster first step, a lot faster hands than
Okay.
Lakel London, and I think that's why he
Okay.
beats him out. So he's able to penetrate a lot faster than maybe
Mhm.
Lakel London. You know,
Okay.
we
Fair.
don't know how it shakes up because if Lakel London does get let go, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep him on the practice squad
100%.
in the event of something. You know, call him back up and
Hmm.
re-sign him. But yeah, that edge group, man. But okay, then we talk about the edge group.
Hmm.
What about Troy Anderson?
I don't know how he fits into the plans at all. I don't
Well,
know
he
how he
okay.
fits at all, man.
So here's the thing with Arnold and Troy. They're on their last year of their deals,
Yes.
right? Even if you don't re-sign them, you want Terry does this all the time, and we saw it last year with all the veteran players we had. They want to let them play out the contract because it's still cheap, right? It's still a
Yes.
cheap
Yes. Cheap.
contract and guys
You're
that can
absolutely right.
contribute.
Hmm.
So Troy could be regulated to be a special teams guy
100%.
only, right? Divine Diablo has earned his spot. Elite
He's
in
not
pass
going anywhere.
coverage, one of the best run fitters, so fast, flies down the hill. Like this signing is by far one of the more underrated signings of the offseason throughout the entire NFL. Caden
Absolutely.
is Caden. He's not going anywhere. Do you cut JD? No, because he still
No.
has 3 years on his rookie deal. He's a special teams guy, right? So then it's like Josh Woods, right? I think that's where it's Josh
That's where it
Woods.
gets dicey.
So does Josh
Yeah.
Woods' upside on special teams
Hmm.
outweigh Troy's, special teams? Because even though D'Angelo Malone is listed as an inside backer, he's not
There it
going
is.
anywhere. He's
Yep.
not
Yep.
going anywhere because he's the personal protector on punt team, and he's a huge contributor on special teams. Also on his last deal. So again, another guy that they'll play out. So we'll see. We'll see. I can't remember the last time we had this kind of problem on
No,
defense.
man. Good stuff. And speaking of defense, I got to address this one right quick. First of all, excuse me. Thank you for joining the stream this evening. He says, do we have a chance against the Bills? I believe this is what he meant because I did see the question pop up. And obviously, Monday Night Football after the bye, that's who our opponent is. And from what we can tell, the Saints gave them fits on Sunday. They were relatively very competitive. The Aints, excuse me, got to dial that back. Gave them fits. They played pretty good. It was a great opening series for the Aints, and then things just started falling off the rails. But this is a Buffalo team that can't stop a nosebleed. They're the last ranked in the NFL against the run. But
Now
there is one guy on that defensive line that's playing very well, and his name is
he
Deion Walker out of the University of Kentucky.
Shh. He's on a different team. Shh.
Ah, that was my guy.
So even with your boy Deion Walker, they are still giving up
Oh
the
man.
second most rushing
Oh
yards
shit.
per game.
You're
Okay.
right.
Now I will say what I was going to say is the asterisk on
Yeah.
that is no Ed Oliver since week 1.
Yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
hurt. So
Right.
if he plays this week, does he get re-injured? do they sit him one more week and then play him against us Monday night, right? I like what everyone's saying. I've been seeing it a lot. If they beat the Patriots, right, we are their trap game. We are their trap game. They are going to overlook us and say, we're not worried about them. We're focused on the next week.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. One time says Pats need to shake them up Sunday. People already talking about Eagles, Bills, Super Bowl, and I don't like it. I don't see how the Bills factor into a Super Bowl plan. No.
Well, I'll tell you who my prediction was. It's been Packers, Bills with the Packers winning it all.
Really?
Do you see the Ravens' injuries?
Oh, yeah, man. It's pretty bad.
Do you see how the Chiefs are not the Chiefs this year? Sure, they played better, but
they played better.
The Ravens were decimated with injuries.
Absolutely. No, you got a point. I just feel like the Bills could be one and done for me in the playoffs, man. Somebody's going to figure them the hell out. And if, offensively, to put clamps on them.
Hold on. When you have Josh Allen, I've been a Josh Allen hater for a long time, not anymore.
Yeah.
But when you have him on your team, all bets are off, man. He elevates that entire team. And you know what? Joe Brady and the run scheme they have for James Cook, hey, man.
It's pretty elite, man.
Hey,
it's pretty good shit.
Man.
It's pretty elite. That's going to be a true test for this Falcons run defense. That's middle of the pack right now, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, but that's in 2 weeks. We don't have to worry about that. I think right now
we're enjoying our victory and our week off.
Absolutely, man. But going back onto the defense, this Falcons defense, man. Real quick, your thoughts on Jesse Bates? Because by some accounts, they feel like he's taken a step back. He's regressed a little bit in this defense, and people can say, "Hey, it's the Xavier Watt situation," but I feel like it's better for Jesse to not be the guy on defense. He's been that the past 3 years. Ulbrich and company, Jerry Gray and company can utilize him in other ways. And Sunday, we seen him more in the box. We as that extra defender, in the middle of the defense, allowing Xavier to kind of roam free, a la what Jesse used to do back, when he first started in Atlanta. So roles reversed, but I think it's a welcome thing for Jesse. He doesn't need to be the guy on defense.
I think people are overreacting because they're used to Jesse Bates having to get the game-sealing interception, the game-sealing peanut punch. He's not asked to do all that because we have rookies. We have guys that can play ball. He can just fit in there and do Jesse Bates things when needed. I mean, hell, Xavier Watts has 2 interceptions because Jesse's able to play lower and play that robber role where he can just kind of find work and try and anticipate a throw. And, I've seen him blitz the quarterback a couple times and blitz free and put a hit on the quarterback. Like, that's awesome to see where you're comfortable enough to leave a rookie in the back end and do that. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about, Jack Spade? Don't talk like what? What are you talking about?
Put that in the chat, Jack. Put that in the chat, bro. Oh, man. But yeah, no, go ahead. Continue to cook, bro.
It's a good problem to have, and it's not even a problem, It's the effect of having a great draft class, and Jesse doesn't feel like he has to put it all on him, right? The plays will come. We'll still get. Yeah, I think we've gotten a pick 6 every year he's been here. They'll still be here.
I think he has 1 or 2. A pick or 2, maybe 3 this year. But I agree with this one here with Dahlia H. Thank you for joining the stream this evening. She says, Jesse has helped. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think he's helped with the acceleration growth in Xavier Watts. So, he's kind of, taking him under his wing, and we're seeing, the best of Xavier Watts thus far. But still with Jesse, yeah, we're going to need him down the stretch. I think he'll still be a pivotal and vital point to the defense, in the big games. I think that's where Jesse will show up the most. Right now, he's just taking a quick step back because the rookies got it right now. But if he sees a dip, I think that, like the Batman sign, he'll show up where the help is needed, bro. Yeah. He'll show up for sure, man. Oh, man, I'm loving it. Hold on, just going right quick. Hot take here from my guy Bones. Hot take. having Charlie Warner on the field is better for the offense than Ray more 12 personnel.
Give me more 12, give me more 13. Some old school, hard nosed football. Commanders, Cardinals, they all do it, right? And Charlie, not the best pass catcher, but he can get you 2 or 3 catches a game where you need it in the clutch. Yeah, some 12, some 13, a little bit more, man, a little bit more 21, maybe some 22. Imagine us going back to 22 like the Arthur Smith days. Tyler and Bijan with Charlie and Kyle on the field and Drake split out wide. Come on, baby.
Come on, man. This guy's intense. You gotta love it, man. This is beautiful, Ray. Such right is what's going on, man. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate joining the stream. I think this is the first time we've seen you on, so we welcome you to Reporting Eligible. It says if DeMarco would have started, Jesse would have played the traditional free safety role. X is a traditional free safety, so Jesse moved over to strong safety role. Great point. Yep. Absolutely great. We love that. Thank you so much, man. He all goes on to say, not a hot take at all. That shit is just intuitive. I love it, man. I love it, bro. Ace Pro, need kickoff coverage to lock in. Thank you for bringing that up because that's something that this Falcons team going into the bye has to right, man. They have to fix it. You know, all year this special teams has been abysmal. I'm surprised that the first scapegoat wasn't Maurice Williams instead of Ike Hilliard.
Maurice Williams has done good. It's the new kickoff rule. Hold on.
Well, yeah, I get it. All right, I'll give you that.
New kickoff rule. We're not the only team struggling with it. I know we just
everybody
just pigeonhole into like only the Falcons. Like, damn, special teams coach. Everybody, take a deep breath. It'll get better as the season progresses. And if it doesn't, then yeah, sure. Hey, Maurice, thank you for your time. We're gonna go a different direction.
Jesus. King Richie, what's going on, man? Another up-and-coming podcast in the Falcon space, man. Make sure, man, King Richie, man, drop your link to your channel, man. Hopefully the folks can gravitate to you and give you some subscriptions as well, man. Talented young brother knows this thing too about the Falcons. As truth be told, they rotating them in and out of the box. If you notice X and Bates, which is true. Yep, there's certain situations that you see that.
Notice Billy in the box, too.
Yeah, absolutely. They know Falcons know what they're doing, man. You know, with their 3 safety look, they know how to rotate these guys really well, man. Uncle Lou, what is going on? Rise up, my brothers. I'm happy for you, Unc. I know you was jumping out of your chair when nephew scored that TD there, man. Here's King Richie's podcast, their Dirty Falcon podcast. For those that are in the chat, if you kindly can go and support King Richie and his up and coming YouTube platform. Oh man. Gotta love it, man. So we got about another 12 minutes left on the show, man. We covered so many things. Obviously, we're not going to get too deep into the Bills situation. We'll leave that for next week's show. But something different. Your MVP for the first month of this Falcon season. I'll start with you.
I'm going to give you the easy one. It's the best running back in the damn league. It's Bijan Robinson, because without him, this offense really would have been abysmal the first 3 weeks. The offense came to life in week 4. Everyone contributed. Tyler, Kyle, Drake, a little bit of Darnell, you know, the whole thing, right? Casey got a catch or two. Ray got a catch or two. Like, everybody contributed. But truth be told, Bijan leads the league in all-purpose scrimmage yards. Top 5 in rushing yards, and hell, has more receiving yards than a lot of wide receiver ones on teams. So it's Bijan Robinson, the easy choice right now.
I love it. We got some folks saying, you know, James Pierce Jr., Wilkerson, the true MVP. Listen,
I don't know about MVP, but he's played really well. A lot better than a lot of people have thought.
He's played exactly. You know, a lot of people felt like, you know, putting him on the right side, the blind spot, you know, protected to Penix was doom and gloom. But he's held his own. You know, he's going up against some tough matchups, and he's held his own. So credit to him. Shout out to him. I'm gonna go on the offensive line. More in the meat and potatoes of it, I'm going at center and Ryan Musial as the MVP for this Falcons offense. Yes, Bijan Robinson is a name you cannot disregard. Bijan is him. Drake London has done great. He's done good. We expect the greatness of Drake to continue, and we're definitely going to see that. But Ryan Uziel, for me, has to be the MVP or is the MVP on this Falcons offense thus far. I'll give you some stats. 0 penalties allowed, 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed, and only 4 total pressures. And oh, by the way, he hasn't botched any snaps. Now, this is a lefty-on-lefty connection that we got going on with Penix and Uziel, but Uziel has been able to call clean games, clean protections. He's been able to get his guys lined up right in, quick, fast, in a hurry. So for me, Ryan Uziel is the unsung hero, if you want to say it that, but my MVP for this Falcons first quarter of football in the month of September. Y'all drop your comments. Let me know what you guys feel. I see Pitts in here. Let's see. Let's see. Wilkerson again. You want to do defense? What's your guy on defense? Who would you go with?
It's Divine Diablo.
It's Divine Diablo.
El Diablo de la Defensa.
Absolutely, man. And like you mentioned earlier, I'll piggyback to that, man. Absolutely, Divine Diablo has been what we've been envisioning at the linebacker spot. Obviously, Ulbrich, when he came in, loves these safeties that convert to linebackers. Had it in with the Jets with Sherwood. Had it here when he was on the Falcons defensive staff and Foye Olokun. So it's no secret, no surprise that Divine Diablo has been playing the way that he has. With Jeff Ulbrich. So yeah, for me it's him. He's going to go down as the best free agent signing once the year is done. Well, with the Falcons were able to get him for 2 years, I think 14 million or 11 million. Man, for a contract that we're not stuck with, that inflated one with Jermaine Sherwood with the Jets, brother, we're getting the same production with Divine Diablo.
What's that? What's the kids do nowadays? What's this?
Am I doing it?
Am I doing it right?
The world's smallest violin?
No. It's like they do this when you're spitting facts or something.
I don't know.
I'm showing my age right now. I'm just saying.
I mean, I got young kids, but they're downstairs, and yeah, I'll keep them down there.
I like this question here.
Sure.
I'll ask it to you first, and I'll give my thoughts. When Storm Norton comes back, do you start him right away?
No, absolutely not.
Why is that, Berto?
Man, I don't want to mess up the continuity of the offensive line in the way it's been playing. Sure, he is a better pass protector, run blocker than Elijah Wilkinson currently. Per PFF, the grades are not that great for Elijah, but he's doing enough. Clocking T. Yeah, gotcha. He's doing enough, So I wouldn't want to do that to the offensive line. Would I put him at swing tackle 1,000%? If the Falcons want to run more play action, and you need another guy, an extra blocker, then Storm Norton is your guy. But right now,
hold on. No. What about this thought, Zach? What's his name? Zach Robinson.
Oh God.
How about Storm Norton? Hey ref, I'm reporting eligible.
Baby.
Hey, buzzing.
That's a great take. I love that, man.
Movie and a movie in or show, and you just wait for them to say the title, and then you go, "There it is."
Yes, there it is. Yes. Oh, who's in the house? My guy, Chris Tipmore, or I don't know. This kid goes by so many names. So you see A1's Forever Sports, but this guy's also known as Chris Tipmore, Fox News Tipmore. Maybe I just brought that one up, but the young brother's going places, and I'm so happy for his work, man. Chris Tipmore, duo with Antoine Smitty Smith over on Smitty's Sports Machine. Make sure you guys go check them out. But Chris Tipmore, man, glad you could be on here, man. He says Eli been doing well, meaning Elijah Wilkinson, and I guess he agrees with the take that was just given. But yes, man, shout out to A1 Forever Sports on his platform as well, as indicated per the name. Go to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button for my guy there. But yeah, bro, talk. Anything else you want to add on before we part? Unfortunately,
I'm assuming everyone saw the Alabama screen to Caden Proctor. That's why we got this comment here.
Shit.
Anybody remember? I don't know what year it was. Matt Ryan looks left, right. Who'd he throw to? Ty Samambrilo. What was his name?
Sambrilo. Oh my God, that was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
baby.
Yeah, baby. Absolutely. I remember that.
I could see that happening. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, that you get that option when you have Storm, and Elijah's been playing well. Now, I will say this is a very hot take because Caleb clears him by a long shot as far as a run blocker. Maybe they're about the same as a pass blocker, but Caleb McGarry is an elite run blocker as the the right tackle. So I do say that is a little bit of a hot take.
Let me further the question on that. When he's ripe and ready to come back, that being Caleb McGarry, does he take a step back? Are we going to see the same Caleb McGarry over old? Knee ailments do take at least a year or two to rebound from, and he did sign a contract extension with the Falcons prior to the season starting in training camp. So is this a thing where if the production doesn't meet what the contract was given, they cut Caleb McGarry?
Oh yeah, no. I think the contract was set up to where they can, break free if needed. I don't think Caleb will see that much of a regression. As Caleb is Caleb. If anyone follows him on Instagram, he posts a lot of political stuff. A lot of political stuff. But Caleb, from what I've seen, he's a dog when it comes to his craft and his work. And what? And yes, my thing is with our first pick in the second round, I could totally see us go for an offensive tackle and have him in the wings, right? You have Jack Nelson that you drafted last year, but draft a higher quality draft prospect that you can have sitting there that can, play behind Elijah, play behind Storm, because Storm got an extension. What was it, 1-2 years?
I think it was 1 year. 1 year.
1 year. So you get the younger guys in there behind Caleb, so where you don't have to throw them into the fire right away. And then, if Caleb does regress, well, then, hey, guess what, young buck? You get an opportunity to show us what you're made of. So I do think we go offense the first couple picks next season. Just so y'all know. That's my thought right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's come, what year are we in? 2025. So we started this process in 2019, rebuilding the offensive line. We slowly started to do that, right? So in 2019, we took Chris Lindstrom. We traded back for McGarry. In 21, we went and we drafted Drew Dahlman. And then we drafted Matthew Bergeron in 22 or 23, one of those 2 years. So I mean, sure, the offensive line has been in good hands, but some of our bookends are getting long in the tooth, right? Jake Matthews is not going to play forever. Sure, he has the genes from dad, but and who knows? This year he's doing good. We don't know what next year is going to bring, but we got to start preparing, for these guys' departures. I think Caleb is going into his 30s as well. But, it may be time to start reinvesting in the offensive line.
Hey, man, 30's not that old, okay? 30s are the new 20s for y'all young bucks that already don't know, okay?
I mean, I don't know what you would say to a damn near 40-year-old. I mean, what 40s is the new 30s?
Exactly, man. You're just hitting your stride, man. You're just hitting your stride.
Oh, no. Listen, I am still at peak athleticism. I mean, I was down in training camp, and nobody wanted to line up because they knew I was going to clamp. I can jam. Don't let the frame fool you.
You're saying you're Clark Phillips of the content creators.
God damn it! That's a dig if it ain't one, because I'm short. So no, it's not a dig. It's actual truth. I am Clark Phillips of content creators.
As Woody from Toy Story would say, if the boot fits.
Oh man, yes.
We'll talk one last thing as we're getting ready to wrap up.
Yes, sir.
Boys, are we moving Mooney or Ray Ray? No, we're not moving them. We're not moving them. But don't be surprised if we go wide receiver a couple times next year in the draft. That kid out of USC, that's speedy slot receiver.
I think number one in everything thus far.
I think he's working his way into the first round, so it's kind of a dream at this point. But man, someone like that.
Yeah.
You don't know. You never know. We could resign Mooney. We could sign a guy that's hitting the streets from another team. I don't know, but I do think we go draft receiver and offensive lineman this coming draft.
We are going to have some money next year. So, I mean, probably bringing in a veteran receiver of some sort or somewhere, somebody that's good enough, right? Good or better than what Mooney and Ray have done. Can we find that next year? That's something to ponder also. Got to look at the market. I don't know. We'll see.
That's later down the road. We're focused on this bye week, getting healthy, getting ready for Monday Night Football.
Absolutely, man. Bills. Yeah, man. Demands, what's up, man? Appreciate you, man. We're glad you could join a little bit later, but yeah, man, we appreciate you catching this on the playback. Definitely do. But man, Bro Talk, an hour in, time for the exit. 490. We peaked at 500. We definitely appreciate every single one of y'all that took time to rock out with us on a Wednesday night. Y'all already know 9 p.m. is the start time. And yeah, Bro Talk, let them know where they can find you, man.
To answer your question real quick, it's the throwback unis. We have the red helmets on Monday night, just so you know.
Ooh.
Love it. For socials, YouTube, at Dirty Bird Central. Long form content, guys. I'm sorry. It's been really hard. Life's been busy. Haven't had that time. But if you like YouTube shorts, I have been uploading those daily, Falcon related and sometimes not Falcon related, because I like to stay up to speed with what's going on in the NFL and what other teams are doing offensively and defensively. If you like short form content, TikTok at Dirty Bird Central as well. And on Twitter, your boy is still at BK2. Why? Because I have free will and I can be.
Sheesh, who pissed you off? Oh, man, love to hear it. Yes, please. And as it's stated below, man, Bro Talk's channel is at Dirty Bird Central. Make sure y'all go over there and hit that subscribe button. And, of course, for your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show, but also your host right here on Reporting Eligible every Wednesday night, live at 9 p.m. You can find me on YouTube under that channel, 95 North Falcons Talk Show. You can also find me on Bleacher Report. I will be on a break because obviously we don't play, but short form content is still alive and kicking Monday through Thursday. Monday Night Football, I will be on post-game reaction whenever that game goes final. I will be on. So please come join me and screaming or rejoicing, whatever the case may be, for our Atlanta Falcons. You can find me on Bleacher Report as well. Every Tuesday night, the NFC South Round Table, man. We're close to 4,000 subscribers. We definitely appreciate everybody that has come through the support. But please, man, if you guys can make your way through on Tuesday at 8 p.m., you can find me there as well, alongside some other NFC South rival content creators who will not be mentioned because this is a Falcons platform and I can do whatever the hell I want. but until then, we'll give you whatever's left of your Wednesday evening. And we thank you very much for joining us. Please tune in next Wednesday live at 9. There might be something different on tap for next week, but these two guys right here, myself and Bro Talk, will be consistent and constant on this very platform. So until then, we will see y'all. Peace.